Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Graz bringing you another video, this time the Shadow Priest. And before I delve too far into the video, I just want to get this out of the way real quick. And I want to apologize to everybody who's tried to access our website and have been denied. Unfortunately, we've been having some server issues. That's been taken care of right now. I'm not going to go into that. If you would like to find out more, you can go to our website at powerboypro.com and look at my blog. It's a bit of ranty, but I'm not going to go into it. This ain't the proper place for it. Now, back to our video. The Shadow Priest. Now, this is after 4.2, so we've received a little bit of a nerf to our damage, and our damage being in dots. But that's not going to change anything, really. It's pretty much the same story as it was before. We're going to put our damage over times up, and then we're going to mind flay down. Pretty much it, end of story. So, it's not that bad really. Aside from a little bit of a damage nerf, there's not too much of a change. So, we'll go from there. Now first, I'm going to go ahead and put up the talent tree. Now this talent tree right here is of course not mine. This is somebody else's. This is just one variation of what you can do. I would suggest you look at some of the links below in the description to find out different ways you can change your talents around or get a better idea of what you might like. Now, as for the rotation, like I said, it's pretty much based off of dots. You're going to cast your Vampiric Touch, your Devouring Plague, and your Shadow Word Pain. You're going to mind flay until you get a proc, and then from there you're going to cast Mind Blast. Now, the reason for Mind Blast being is that once that proc hits and you use Mind Blast, it's going to hit for a truckload of damage. So, yeah, you're definitely going to want to do that. Of course, using Mind Flay may take anywhere between 2 to 4 times before the Shadow Orb stack and you hit the proc, but it's definitely worth the effort. Now, we do need to still get hit, so we will definitely want to hit that 17% hit chance. That's our cap, and that's one goal to aim for. Intellect is the stat first and foremost to worry about. That gives you more spell damage, so of course that will be number 1. Followed by your chance to get hit. Even though we still have dots, we still need to use Mind Flay and such. Haste, another important stat to worry about. You want to have a certain percentage of haste. I can't give you any set ratings. If you want to know, just check some of the links below to get a general idea of what you want to get. And from there on out, it's pretty much touch and go on whatever you want. Like I said, for the best recommendation, I would tell you to take a look at the links below. It all depends on where your gear is all at. So I'm not going to try to mislead anybody by giving you anything set in stone. Now, if you seem to be having some mana issues, there are a couple spells that can help you out. One being Dispersion. It will help mitigate any kind of damage you might be taking and help restore some of your mana. Another one's going to be your Shadow Fiend. It's going to cause a little bit of damage, but mainly that damage is going to be all returned to your mana pool. It's not really anything for your DPS as much as it is for mana. And another one's going to be Dark Archangel. And basically what that is, it results from an ability called Evangelism. Once Evangelism is enabled, any kind of shadow spell you will use should be able to trigger Dark Archangel. Now, when I say any kind of shadow damage, I mean basically anything from Mind Flay, Mind Spike, Mind Blast, and your Shadow Word Death. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said any kind of shadow, but you get the idea right there. Anyway, those are going to help you out in a pinch, especially when you find yourself going low on mana, which if you're not careful, that can easily happen. If you see in the video background, there are some points I have some issues with my mana. I did not use any of these abilities. This was just me going around leveling my priest, trying to get up to 85, which I think at this point she's only level 81, so there's a bit to wait on that one. Now, I want to go back on the rotation part real fast, just to touch up on Mind Blast. I've read that you'd want to hold off on Mind Blast to the proc. Some say that's not a good idea. Use Mind Blast when it becomes available. I'm going to retread on that and say use Mind Blast when it's available. Once again, that's a mistake on my part. That should be something you should look into. But at this point, I think it would be a good idea if you just used it when it was available. Of course, if the whole mana thing becomes an issue, I've already stated what you can do to help increase your mana or regenerate your mana in that regard. But yeah, that was a mistake on my part, and I apologize on that. It seems to be a very bad week going on between server and information and whatnot. So hopefully that won't happen again, and I apologize for that. As I had stated before, this video is after patch 4.2. There has been some changes. I have not had the time to go in and investigate all of the changes, with this being a hectic week and everything. Next week will be more of the same. I'm hoping to do so, to do some investigating, to find out what all the changes are, how they affect everything, and whatnot. Hopefully, I will have an idea of what next week's episode will be. I'm not too sure yet about how that's going to go. Now, each Friday will be the release day for the Say What series. You can check my YouTube channel. You can go to the Facebook page. And if you don't know where the Facebook page is, you can simply go to our website, and there's a link off to the side on where that's at. We do have forums there as well. If you find something that was misinterpreted wrong, or you just want to join the discussion, head over to our forum at the home page and join the community. So in retrospect, for damage, we are going to cast our dots: Vampiric Touch, Devouring Plague, and Shadow Word Pain. We're going to use Mind Blast, and when Mind Blast is not available, we're going to use Mind Flay. And hopefully the proc will kick in after a few times, and then Mind Blast is going to hit like a friggin' truck. So that's pretty much it. It's not that difficult. It might take us some time to learn about Mind Flay and actually how to clip Mind Flay. And by clipping, I mean using Mind Flay while the ability is not finished. You want to clip them so that it's not completely finished. You can overlap your Mind Flay abilities. There's no penalty for clipping it, so it's definitely a skill you have to kind of come into. Now, I'm not sure on what Shadow Priest damage is looking like now in 4.2. I'm pretty sure, if not certain, the damage is going to be lower from what it was before. I will have to check around and see what the resulting numbers are going to be now that some of the changes took place. But yeah, it's still a viable class to play. Now, at some point in the future, I've already stated this in the blog, but this will probably be one of the videos that I will come back and clean up some. Try to get the information straightened. This actually isn't one of the better videos, so hopefully this and at least one other will come back and be redone. Hopefully not in the too far distant future, but the way things will go, we shall definitely see. I hope you found this video at least comical, if not somewhat informative. As always, you should always check the links below for more information. I always recommend that. Information is a good thing, it will not hurt you. Be sure to check out our website too. As I've already stated, at this point I'm just glad it's up and that this week is almost over. And next week should definitely be a better week. Fridays are the release date for the Say What series. So I'm not going to ruin anything. I'm not going to release any classes yet. So we'll just wait and see. Now, if you found this video comical or somewhat informative, give it a thumbs up. If the whole thing disappoints you, just give it a thumbs down. That's understandable. And if you're bothered by any of this, by all means leave a comment about screaming, ranting, and raving about how it could be better. Now, I'm off to take care of a few things, and I hope you found this at least bearable. And take care, and I will see you later.